All right, so now we found ourselves in the unfortunate situation that we've had to exit the vehicle and we've parked the vehicle. Now, my advice to you is, if you can, you stay pat, stay where you are, and just let the protest move past you. But unfortunately, again, as I've seen by firsthand knowledge, that's not always the case. A lot of times these things they erupt into a full-scale riot. If you're in that situation, what are you going to do if you have to abandon your vehicle? Now, one thing that I don't think that we talk about enough is our dress and presentation regarding where we live and what we're involved in. I want to go over that here in a second, but before, let me say this one thing. A great tool that you guys can have, and I highly recommend this for everybody regardless of this situation that we're discussing, Apple AirTags. Grab an Apple AirTag, place it in your car, put it in a inconspicuous place, and then set it to your phone. That way, if you have to abandon your car, you're able to locate it, okay? Now, for me, I have a service that has a GPS actually in the vehicle, but again, I also couple of AirTags in the system or in the car itself just to be able to locate that car if I have to abandon it. Again, everything being insured. Now, when you get out of your vehicle, everything that you need document-wise should be in your go bag. Take your registration, your insurance, anything else that's of importance, and put it in this bag. There should not be anything of significant value left in this vehicle if you have to exit the vehicle. Understand that in a protest situation, once you've gotten out of your vehicle, you might not be getting into your vehicle. Anything could happen, or you might have to actually exit the area. So do not leave anything of significant value in the vehicle. Now, once you're out of the vehicle, what do? Guys, we don't put enough thought into what we're wearing. Now, I live here in the Pacific Northwest, and I always have on a flannel shirt. I've got these cool beads and necklaces on. I wear a nice hat and boots. But you have to understand that depending on the situation, what you have on could actually make you stand out kind of like the people that they're protesting against. For instance, underneath this shirt, I have a Leupold t-shirt. Now, Leupold is a company that most people aren't aware of outside of the gun community, right? This shirt, though, to someone who is aware, might signal me as pro 2A, which I am, but that might also categorize me as right wing. And you have to understand, in civil disobedience and civil unrest, in a protest situation, your politics, your political affiliation could make you a target. So wearing a shirt with a 2A company, or having a thin blue line, or having a Punisher skull, or anything that could associate you with right-wing politics could make you a target. So what do? Guys, listen, I always have my trusty go bag, and in my go bag, I keep an oversized Champion sweatshirt. Guys, you can buy these sweatshirts at your local box store, or if you live in Portland, you can steal one. Everybody has these, okay? And in a situation where I have to get out of my vehicle, I simply put on my oversized sweatshirt. Lucky for me, I'm very tattooed. Twist my hat to the side. And primarily, I carry with me, or keep on me, a Monster energy drink. Now, this is called being the gray man. Blending in, looking like the people that you're around. Now, this is not how I would normally dress, and I never drink a Red Bull, but things like this. Simply just posting up on the car, watching the situation, watching the crowd go by, staying in my own business, not fucking with anybody. This is a great way to blend in and not become a part of the situation, right? What other things should you have in your go bag? Well, for me, one of the things that I cannot live without is my injector. Okay, I suffer from chronic shellfish allergies. So if I have to exit my vehicle, this is always in my go bag. Another thing that people don't think about here in Portland enough is having a gas mask. Guys, listen, if you're around a protest, if you're around an uprising, and the police do show up, and eventually they will, they might deploy pepper spray, they might deploy tear gas. And if you're in a situation where that happens, you want to make sure that you're protected. This seems like a very odd thing to carry in your backpack, but I can tell you, working protests, working riots, I have put this on more times than I've ever drawn a firearm. This is a great investment. You can get them on Amazon, you can find them at Lowe's, you can find them at Home Depot. Just a quick respirator, something to get you out of that situation. Now, if you find yourself victim to pepper spray or tear gas, other things that you should have in your go bag are bottles of water. Now, these bottles of water, clearly for you to drink and stay hydrated, but to rinse your eyes out. If you find yourself being exposed to pepper spray or tear gas, being able to rinse your eyes out, very important. And you also want to have a towel. That towel just to help you get that stuff out of your eyes. Now, in terms of exiting your vehicle, minding your business, your own business, tagging your car with air tags, getting all of the important things into your go bag. In the worst case scenario that you have to defend yourself, what are you going to do? Now guys, this is where preparedness, where understanding that you are your own first responder comes into play. I never leave my home without the 3 pillars of my EDC. What are those 3 pillars? Number 1, pepper spray. I always have pepper spray. Pepper spray is what you use in between a forceful word and lethal force. This gives you an option to hopefully de-escalate a situation and handle something if you have to, but involving protest and spring ups of social unrest, this is a very, very small tool that if you're in a situation where you're engaging one-on-one with someone, it might be helpful. But I want to caution you guys, if you're ever in a situation where you're truly in danger, you might need something a little bit more. So pillar number 1 of my EDC is my pepper spray. Pillar number 2 is my pocket knife. Now, if you do not have a concealed carry license, you cannot conceal a pocket knife the way that I did. It has to be exposed. So please check your local areas, understand your local laws, but I do have a concealed carry license and this stays concealed. My 3rd pillar of my EDC, which I won't draw right now, is my firearm. Okay, this is my absolute last case scenario. Guys, I cannot and I will not in this video explain to you the situations in which you are going to need to employ, if you were, any of these 3 items. That is something that you have to be comfortable with. You have to make that decision for yourself. Those are conversations you're going to have well before you find yourself in this situation or your family finds themselves in that situation. However, I implore you, understand that you are your own first responder. Understand that your personal protection, the protection of your family, it comes down to you. The police will not respond to street takeovers. They will respond, but they will respond slowly to protest. And if anything happens where you have to protect yourself, it's on you. Aside from that, make sure that you guys are also carrying at least 1, if not 2, tourniquets. Now, this is a training tourniquet for this video, but I highly suggest you guys take a Stop the Bleed class, understand how to apply a tourniquet to yourself and apply a tourniquet to someone else. Make sure that you have at least 1, if not 2. This is probably the most important thing that you can have in your go bag, and it should always be on you.